Hey, Cliff. All right, let's wait for these people to get on here. Hold on, Cliff. I just people take a minute to get loaded in. They always start at 3. Hi, Heather.
Hi.
Let's see here. One more. Heather, hold on a second. I'm just waiting for people to get on. As you know, they take a minute.
That's okay.
And
I just realized I had my mic muted. I've been here talking to you
oh, okay.
like a jackass. I'm like, why is he not answering?
I'm like, is the guy talking to me or not? What I do to him already? So, Cliff, I will be able to talk a little bit about that information you're allowing us to have. And if you want me to, I could open the mic up a little bit and maybe you could talk about it if you want. If not,
Sure.
I can try it out.
Not a problem. Did you get anything from CCS Solution Services, an email or a text message?
I have to check, bud.
Okay. I know you're busy at the moment, so.
Let me see here. You said CC Solution Service?
Yeah, CCS.
Yes, I did, yeah.
Okay, you got a text and an email?
It came in email form. That was it.
Anything in text?
I'll look real quickly here. Nothing, no, nothing in text, but
All right, but you got the email.
did get the email, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, shit, you know what I didn't do is I didn't send this. Let me do something here. I'm gonna send this via email. That way a lot of people get that. People are weird. Like if I send them a text, they don't get it. But if I send them you have logged in from another device, Messenger is now inactive. All right. If anybody has any questions, ask here. And I have to go live on Facebook too, guys. So hold on one second while I set this up. That's where the boom comes. Going live, going live.
Jason, can you hear me?
I can, yeah.
Okay, this is Patrick, just letting you know I'm here.
Oh, Patrick, great, buddy. All right, live on Facebook.
I'm going to go back on mute.
Thanks, bud.
Unless you want to talk to me about something.
After I get going, I might need you, and so I will probably say what's up during this. And this is going to be about, for the people that need this, basically this is mainly about setting appointments. So it has to do a lot with
Okay.
you and Cliff have, to offer. So I'm going to open up the mic a little bit for you and Cliff. Cliff has a different source of leads. He does veteran leads. And as you guys know, I'm trying to create a new IMO here that I'm going to need resources out the ass. So I'm going to really need some help here, guys, from anybody that has lead resources. And what I'm going to do is I might start a website that just puts an option up on that site for all resources available, and then choose which ones I have used in the past that are more likely to work for them. Now, I can't speak about demographics, so that's where you guys have come in to help me make a decision for these guys. So that's where I'm at so far, and what I'm doing is just kind of like looking for lead resources, guys, because as a new IMO, I have to be able to create this these lead resources and be able to populate the system.
I've done appointment setting for about 1,500 companies since 1995.
Okay.
So, I mean, I could probably talk a lot about appointment setting, but that's actually a separate conversation from lead generation.
My appointment script is pretty basic, so anything that you can add on to it, please go ahead and do. So in a second here, I'll go over the appointment setting script. Okay. And then anything that you may be able to add on, brother, be very helpful, okay?
Okay.
And then from that point, we can help a lot of people. So there's a lot of people that are on Facebook. So if you don't see them on the webinar, it's because they're on Facebook Live right now. So they can also hear you, though. So I have my phone set up right next to this microphone here. So
okay, I'm on my phone only. Should I get on my laptop and go to the Facebook Live page also, or does it matter?
If you want to do that, the only reason you would need to do that is to see the whiteboard that I have in front of me that I write on. But other than that, you should be okay, to be honest with you.
Okay.
So,
all right. Well, it's no problem, and I've got a few minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and do that.
All right, go ahead. Final expense scripts for leads. Final expense is one of our hot topics. Guys, you guys out for a minute here while I talk, okay? So final expense is one of the largest topics that I talk about because it's one of the more heavier sold products that we have. And one of the things that I like to do is make sure that everybody has their sales script down or their presentation script down right when they're doing the dials. And I have made it extremely simple to do more dials, place more dials, and more calls to set more appointments through simple script strategies that have worked for me and worked for many others, I can tell you this. So I'll just shoot right into one of the sales scripts. I just say this stuff, guys. It's not written down. If you want it in written form, I have it. You just have to ask me for it. You'll send me a text message, a Facebook Messenger. You can send it on this chat box on the webinar and just ask me for the sales script. So let's just shoot right into this. The final expense sales script is nothing less than the 24-hour tele-lead we'll start with. And that particular sales script is just very simple. It's, hello, Mrs. Jones. Hi, my name is Jason. I'm doing a follow-up call to the call that you had received yesterday pertaining to that final expense information that you had requested. I'm the rep that handles that area. I'm going to be in your area tomorrow at 2 p.m. Are you married, Mrs. Jones, by the way? And she say yes or no, it's not going to matter at this point. Let's say she says yes, she's married. So I'm going to need you and Mr. Jones there at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Does that work for you? And if she says yes, that's great. If she says no, then you're going to continue to find a time for her that does work. So finding a time is nothing but shooting times at them. Don't wait for these people to shoot you a time, guys. Have the times prepared in front of you. Know your schedule, just like a doctor would know their schedule. Fit them into your schedule, okay? Make yourself very important, and they will make it important. So, okay, it's 2 p.m. works. If it doesn't, 5 p.m. work, Mrs. Jones? Okay, how about tomorrow? What do you got open tomorrow? And by the way, Mrs. Jones, I work till midnight, so I give you the no excuse hours. And long story short, I can work till 9 p.m., and I can get you in at that time if that helps you. And at the end of the day, remember I said the word help her. I'm here to help her. So it's in the language that we use that makes us a lot more money, guys. Why do I sell $500, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 per sale premiums? It's because of the language I use, and I figure out what the individual has going out the door compared to what they have coming in the door. And if I find that figure out inside the home, I'm able to sell larger apps. So We'll get into that in a little while. Right as of now, what I want to do is I want to confirm the address. I'm going to write down the steps here on this whiteboard. I'm going to confirm the address at 123 Main Street, Mrs. Jones. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Let me fix this whiteboard real quick here. Okay, everybody should be able to see that now. Okay, I have you down as 123 Main Street. That's right. Okay, and you and Mr. Jones are available tomorrow at 2 p.m. Okay, now remember, that's the third time I've confirmed that time. Now, what I'm going to do is, Mrs. Jones, I'm going to write this down in my schedule. I'm going to need you to do the same. Why don't you take a pen and paper out for me, and let's just write down together, 2 p.m., Jason's coming with this final expense information. I need Mr. Jones to be informed about this, so he's there. And he will be there at 2 p.m., Mrs. Jones, right? Yes, he will be. That's the fourth time I've confirmed this appointment. Okay, Mrs. Jones, what time did we say tomorrow again? We're going to say 2 p.m. I throw that in there sometimes, guys. So, I mean, I'm getting them to say it to me. It doesn't matter when you throw it in there. Just get them, kind of throw this in there. When you get good at this, you can have them throw it in. You're in massive control mode, okay? And then especially when you build rapport like this, it helps you inside the house to make the sale. So at the end of this thing, I have rapport built. I have the ability to tell that they will be there. I've confirmed it up to the fifth time is coming. And I also have the ability to have a little more control under these stipulations. So on the fifth turnaround, I'm going to say, okay, Mrs. Jones, you have a good evening. I will see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. with you and Mr. Jones. My name's Jason. Thank you for your time. I'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Shit, I did it 6 times. There's no way they can't be there. There's just no way. You confirmed it, you confirmed it, you confirmed it. You threw it at her so many times that they just are a hell of a lot more likely to be there, guys. So at the end of this, I have an appointment set through final expense, and I'm going to write down the steps that I went through for this. So I want you guys to check this out. This is important stuff. So all eyes on me. Number 1, we're going to go through the steps. I want to confirm that it is her. Okay, so whoever's on the lead, I want to confirm. I want to talk to them. Let's talk to that. I want to talk to the lead. Speak to the lead. Speak to the person on the lead. If they're not there and their individual husband is a like what do they call them? When you call an office up and somebody's at the gatekeeper. So if there's a gatekeeper there, you know, and it could be the wife sometimes. Who is this? What do you want? I just need to speak to Mr. Jones. Is he available, please? Yeah, what's this about? This is about information he requested. That's all you need to say. This is about information he requested. They say, what information? Just say it's about final expense information. Remember the word information and you'll go far. And don't speak about numbers over the phone. You're not to speak about numbers until you're in the house. If they ask you how much it's going to cost them, I want you to state to them it's going to cost you anywhere from 25 cents to 75 cents a day. It's, Mrs. Jones, this is less than a cup of coffee, to be honest with you. It's not going to take any food off the table. It is not going to take any food off the table, I promise you. Okay? You keep all this language inside your script and you will make a lot more appointments. Guys, you got to have enthusiasm too in some case. You know, I know there's a lot of calm. I am smooth, collective, calm, and in control. And I speak a little bit slower or I speak faster. It depends on who's on the other line. I'm like a chameleon. So I adjust per the person on the phone. If you're one of these smooth people and you just like sound a little too scripted, it's not going to work. You cannot sound scripted. That's why it's important to get this down pat. How do you get it down pat? You practice the hell out of it. You dial until you're blue in the face and you make as many dials as you can. What does a professional salesman do every day? They pick the phone up and they dial. They pick the phone up and they dial. That's what a stockbroker does. That's why the big-time stockbrokers, the ones that have made the most money, have either landed some very large deals, but they didn't do that by not dialing the hell out of the phone. They really haven't. You know, what's that movie called with Will Smith in it? Pursuit of Happiness. Watch that movie. That's a real guy in there. Read his book too. Chris something. I can't. Anybody knows this guy's name? Just spit it out. But anyway, it's a true story. It's a great movie. Watch it. Will Smith does a great job in it. Talk to the lead. After this, we're going to confirm some things. We want to talk to the lead. Hi, is Mrs. Jones there? Mrs. Jones, my name, your name is Jason. What are you doing? This is the part, what are you doing? Why are you calling me? I'm doing a follow-up call to the call you received yesterday. It's only 24 hours old, guys, the lead. The only time you're going to have a problem with this is if you waited a week to dial the damn number. So make sure that you're calling the number immediately. Get on this immediately. Number 3, follow up to the call. I'm doing a follow up to the call that you had received yesterday pertaining to that final expense information you had requested. They requested it. All you're doing is following up to that. Your job is just to get them the information and get in front of them to do so, okay? So it's the follow-up part. Follow up to information. This is a follow-up to information that they requested. So number 4, they requested it. This is a good point right here. They requested it. That should take all the fear out of the damn call. Remember, every time in the life insurance industry, the way we do it anyway, you're dialing somebody that asks for information. So why are you not picking up the phone? You're hurting your finances, and then you're hurting them. If you're not out there protecting these people, you're putting them in a position to die without this or lose out on living benefits they could have had if they become hurt, injured, or ill. So don't screw people up by your fears, okay? Do the job or go get another job because it's not for you. And that's the honest to God's truth. If you can't do the dials, you're in the wrong business. How do you do dials smartly? There's a book called Go for No. Everybody should read it. If you haven't, go out there and read it. It's on YouTube. You can listen to it. Go for No. Read that book and your mentality will change about dials. Also, if you have a problem mentally and kind of like you're depressed or you're not feeling good about life or yourself, play some music, man. Read a good book. Get into a position to watch some YouTube videos that have enthusiasm on there, some actors who have made it, some real life people that have broken through the molds that you were trying to break through, and those particular people that had more struggles than you could ever imagine having. People out there with their burnt skin, no limbs, can't see, Look at Helen Keller, for Christ's sake. So 5, we have talked to. Hi, Mrs. Jones. My name is Jason. I'm doing a follow-up call to the call that you had received when? Yesterday. This is the when question. When did they get this information? They just received it the day before this. So it's a simple dial, guys. It's really, it's practically preset. Your only job is to set the appointment, okay? So when? The preset is here. Yesterday, and I'm the rep that handles that area. Who are you again? I'm the person that handles that area. Okay, now they have confirmation on who you are. They know your name. If they don't in the beginning recognize what this is or who this is, well, our particular lead flow for now has the ability to tell them their favorite color. Mrs. Jones, you had put down your favorite color is purple. Do you remember that? Okay, yes. Number 6. So yesterday, I'm doing a follow-up call to the call that you had received yesterday on what? On that final expense information. Again, it's final expense information. I'm the rep that handles that area. I'm going to be in your area. Now we're going to go for the time. I'm going to get out of the way here because I'm losing space. So I'm going to need to erase some of this, guys. So hopefully you guys got this. It's kind of sloppy. I'll go over it again. So number 7 is the time schedule. This is important. This is probably one of the most important parts is the time. Time and day. Time and day. So what time and day do you have requested? It should be in your schedule is what you're requesting. The time and day that is in your schedule, not theirs. So give them options. Okay, I have a 1, I have a 2, and I have a 5. Which one works best for you tomorrow, Mrs. Jones? I have a 1 o'clock, Mrs. Jones, tomorrow. I'll see you and Mr. Jones tomorrow. I might have to ask, are you married if it's not on the lead? If they're not married, what do you do? Does anybody know what to do if they're not married? Well, here's what you do, is you say, is there anybody that helps you make important decisions? Again, is there anybody that helps you make important decisions? Now, if that part's not fulfilled and they don't have anybody that helps them make important decisions, I want you to ask this. I want you to ask them, who's your beneficiary? Okay, would you like them to be there? Wouldn't it be nice if they were there to help you make this decision, or do you even need them there? The last thing you want to do is do a one-legger. So do not go to a married couple's home when the husband or wife is not there. Just don't do it. If you have to set it later in the evening or a weekend where they're both home, then that's part of the job, guys, is you got to do what you got to do to make this money. Number 8, confirm the people involved. We want to confirm the people involved in this transaction. And all this is a transaction of information so far. So once you get in the house, that's where to say, okay, here's where we got to confirm some times. Mrs. Jones, I'm going to write this down in my book, in my schedule. I'm going to need you to do the same. Could you please get a pen and paper out and put this up on the refrigerator after you write it? And make sure that your husband knows about this too. I'll be there tomorrow at 2 p.m. My name's Jason. I'm bringing the final expense information, and let your husband know what's going on too so he can be there too. I will see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Does that work for you still? Okay, great. All right, Mrs. Jones, you have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. What I've just done is I confirmed the time several times. If you're good at this, you're going to confirm it 3 to 5 times. 3 to 5 times, okay? So we have this done 3 to 5 times. 3 to 5 times confirmed. The time and day. Now, we also want to confirm the address, so I skipped through that part. So before this here, with this time and date, you can confirm the address. So that's the one part I skipped since I'm out of rhythm with this. So make sure that you're going to the right address, please. Just confirm the address, and that's the last part of that. And just make sure that you repeat the time and date several times, and then get them to write it down, man, especially if it's set 2 to 3 days out. I'm okay with setting 3 days out as long as it's confirmed and it's confirmed and it's confirmed, okay? Most of the time, though, you set 48 hours out. You set 10 to 15 appointments in that time. You handle it. Don't worry about all the appointments. If you miss them, reschedule them for Wednesday and Thursday. But if you're about to miss one and you know you're going to miss it, call a few hours ahead of time and let them know. Give them the courtesy of saying that you're stuck at somebody else's house, you're signing the hell out of policies, and that you can't get to their house at this convenient time that you've scheduled with them, okay? And if it's an inconvenience for them to reschedule, they didn't really want it. Oh, shit, my grandmother's calling me, guys. She just had a stroke, but she's screaming at the Steelers last week, so I don't think she's that bad, so she's okay. All right, so let's continue. See the dedication? My grandmother had a stroke. I'm still here with you. That's dedication, man. Let's continue. We have mortgage protection. Mortgage protection. You want to talk about doubling your income? You use mortgage protection. Doubling your income can happen via mortgage protection. And anybody that knows me knows why. They know why I get these premiums out of people, and they're doing the same. People are able to now use an index universal life product or even a whole life product and go into a premium where they used to do termed out policies and use whole life products now and sell the hell out of these products. Now, am I against term? No, but you gotta understand something. If you're going against the term product, these people have filled out 2 or 3 of these cards for mortgage protection. Even sometimes 5 to 10 of these damn things. You're going against another guy who's definitely using term because he's untrained in the values of index products and how to really utilize an index product properly and get them to use that cash value to escalate that death benefit and retirement plan. For the youth out there, you really can use this to put in place a retirement plan that you never had before. There's the Kaizen program out there. There's a lot of different programs out there that you can use. So just for the mortgage protection side of the appointment setting for now, the reason it's important to do mortgage protection is because you're able to ask for a hell of a lot more premium. 9 times out of 10, if you're just an average agent, you're getting $100 per out. And that's what, $1,200 in your paycheck in 5 days, 5 to 2 weeks, whatever product you choose. But that's $1,200 you make on one deal. Now, if you do it my way, you make anywhere from $3,000 all the way up to $10,000 per deal. And that's why, the numbers are $25,000 to a week to $50,000 to $70,000 a month that I write. So you have to change up your mentality about this, guys, and you have to change up your format a little bit on how you sell it. But this is the first step to getting into the home anyway. So at the end of this, look, at the end of the day, we have to get in the home, and that's what we're going to work on right now. Mortgage protection is about calling Mrs. Jones, confirming that she understands who you're with. And I do it a little different than everybody else does. I don't read a 4-page script to do this. Mine's much more simpler. It's ring, ring. Hello, Mrs. Jones there. Hi, Mrs. Jones. I am calling on behalf of ABC Mortgage Company. You had requested some information on mortgage protection, and I'm the guy that handles your area. I'm going to be in. Do you remember doing that, by the way? Because with this, it is a direct mail form, and I want to know that she remembers doing that, more importantly than the 24-hour turnaround for a telelead. So I want her to remember doing this. So one, I want to let her know who I am. Who I am. Number two, I want her to know why I'm calling. Why I'm calling. I'm calling about ABC Mortgage. I'm calling on behalf of ABC Mortgage. It kind of looks like you're connected to the mortgage company, but you're not. I'm calling on behalf, okay? So that works real well, believe me. And this script is short. And why is it short? Because it gets you on to the next person, the next prospect, the next lead. And it helps you set more per hour than reading this 4-page script that some of these guys put out there. It's so confusing that you can't follow it. If you're a beginner, it's like nuts to even follow that particular script. So I'm calling on behalf of ABC Mortgage. I'm the rep that handles it. Do you remember that? Very important. Number 3, ask if they remember. Filling it out. Filling it out. Number 4. Okay, great. I'm the rep. Okay, great. I'm the rep that handles that area. Who are you again? I'm the rep that handles that area. Okay, I'm going to now time and day. I'm going to confirm your address. You can confirm the address at this point too, or you could go into the date and then confirm the address. We'll confirm the address first. So I'll put that up there. Ask if they remember, and then we're going to do time and day, and then we'll confirm the address. So I am confirming the time and day is, I'm going to be in that area. I will be in that area, or I will be, lucky you, right down the street from you about 1 p.m. tomorrow. And people are blown away by the fact that I asked for people in mortgage protection to do it during the daylight hours. And I get it. I mean, I don't want to be out past 5 o'clock, guys. I'm at home by 4 or 5, running my business, working on my business, not in my business. So that's very important for me. So if you can do it how you want, but I'm going to tell you right now that if you're out there past 5 o'clock, it's because you need to be, and that's okay too. And your demographics might tell you that you'd have to do that kind of time. But in the state of Florida, I get a lot of retirees doing this stuff lately. So it might be the reason I'm able to pull this off a little more than you guys are. I need to make sure that the other individual is going to be there. So I have the address. Mrs. Jones, on these particular apps, 9 times out of 10, it tells you if they're married or not. So, and you want to confirm that. Is Mr. Jones is available for us to meet? Is he available at that time too, Mrs. Jones? Okay, great. I'll see you both tomorrow at 2 p.m. And then I just need to get some more information out of her. Sometimes if you're good at this, you can ask them questions like, are you a non-smoker? Have you had any health issues in the past 4 years? Why? Because they take mortgage protection very seriously. That card states that they're able to pay their house off in the case of death or illness, or due to illness or injury. So it's an extremely cool product, and it's an extremely fantastic way for them to get this done to pay that mortgage off. Now, when we're in the sales process, I'll teach you how to get the mortgage paid off quickly. I'll teach you how to find the money. I have all these instruments and tools that you'll be able to use, and all you have to do is email me or text me. And a lot of people have, but guys, you got to be patient. I am making this stuff better. So when you get it is when you get it, but it should be done by next week sometime. I'm taking the time out to put this in-home sales process together for you guys. So it's like in a format that I've been doing all, look, let me show you something. You want to know, this is what I use inside the home. This is all I use. And I have this $10,000 sale in front of me, and I'm using a piece of paper and a pen. You know why I'm doing that? I'm slicing the paper down the middle. I'm trying to find out the difference between these two, and I'm finding out what Mrs. Jones is going to be left with when Mr. Jones leaves her. So that's the sales process I teach you. But for now, let's stick to the format here for doing sales. So we have one, letting her know who I am. Hi, Mrs. Jones. My name is Jason. Is Mrs. Jones there? Yes. Hi, I'm with ABC Mortgage. You had requested some information on mortgage protection. My name is Jason. I'm the rep that handles that area. I'm asking her to remember too. Do you remember doing that, filling that card out? Yes. Okay, the time and date. I'm going to be in that area tomorrow about 2 p.m. Are you and Mr. Jones available at that time? If not, then we'll set a different time up for them. Just flow with me here for the simplicity of this. 2 p.m., confirm the address. And after the address is confirmed, I want to write this down. So I'm going to write this down, Mrs. Jones. Can you write this down with me? I'm going to write this in my schedule. I'm going to ask you to do the same, and I'm going to ask you to put it up on your refrigerator so Mr. Jones sees it too. So even though it's tomorrow, let's write this down. It's at 2 p.m. tomorrow, meeting with Jason for the mortgage protection information, okay? And some of you guys like to give some fake numbers away. You can do that if you want. You know, your coded number is 4567. You know, whatever you want to do there. But at the end of the day, make sure you write this down in your schedule and have them write it down. Time and day. Number 7. I'm going to confirm this again. So I got the address confirmed. I got the time confirmed. Okay, Mrs. Jones, I will see you and Mr. Jones at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, I will see you and Mr. Jones at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, great, wonderful. I'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. And that's how that works, guys. And it works fantastic. I mean, it's absolutely been a structured format that I've used for many, many years. I've gone through this, so I'm going to go through it one more time without all the writing, so you guys make sure you get this. Heather, make sure you get this, dear, because I know that you have mortgage protection leads, and I want to make sure that you get this, okay? So, in fact, I'm going to show you what a mortgage protection lead looks like. So this is what a mortgage protection lead looks like. This has the lender up here. It's kind of like what it looks like up here. I'll black out them. We got the loan amount, the date, and the lender here. So this lender is Caliber Homes. Hello, is Daryl there? Daryl, hi, my name's Jason. I'm with Caliber. I'm with Caliber Home Loans, and I'm doing a call to. You had requested some information on mortgage protection, and you know what, guys? Every time I do this, sometimes it changes. So I hope that you get the gist of this. But I'm doing a follow-up call, and you had requested some information on mortgage protection. I'm the rep that handles that area. I'll be in your area tomorrow at 2 p.m. How does that work for you? And right here, I can see he has a spouse here, so I know that he's married, and I can tell it's a woman too. Daryl and Diane and Danielle, or Debbie, I'm sorry, Daryl and Debbie. So Debbie, I'm going to be there too tomorrow? Okay, great. So we're talking about 2 p.m. tomorrow, okay? And I'll see you and Debbie tomorrow at 2 p.m. I'm going to confirm your address. Are you at 1647 Spring Hill Way? Yes, you are. Great, wonderful. And I will see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. with Debbie, and I'm going to write this down in my book. Can you follow through and do the same? Let's write this down together. Get a pen and paper out and hang this up on your refrigerator. Make sure Debbie knows about this, Daryl, please. So I'm going to write this down. Jason, mortgage protection, 2 p.m. tomorrow, bringing that information out to you. Okay, say, Daryl, what time did we say? He'll say 2 p.m. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. And that's how that rolls, man. Pretty basic stuff, pretty simple. You know, it comes off the tip of the tongue pretty smooth once you've done it 1,000 times. Even not doing it that, you just got to practice the hell out of it and make sure that you're doing it. You think I got that good by not doing it 1,000,000 times, guys, you're wrong. I've done it over over and over and over again. And I've been dialing for 8 years, but I became good at dialing within the first couple of months that I was in the business, So make sure that you're dialing and practicing the dials. So that's how you do that. That's the layout for the appointment setting. And then you want to confirm the time again. Make sure you confirm the time at the end here. And then make sure you confirm that the individual that's going to be there with her. So who will be Mrs. Jones. And that's really all I have. That's it. That's the basics of it. So I'll open up for a little question asking too. If anybody has any questions on Facebook, feel free to ask. But Heather, do you have any questions, hon? Or do you have any? I know one of the things with a lot of you out there is I feel that a lot of people are intimidated to make dials, and it's an emotional thing. It's a psychological thing. Like I said, man, read Go for No. Read that book. Go online and watch the video. The book Go for No. You'll get a lot out of that. Number 2, play your favorite music. I don't know, jam out, headbang, do jumping jacks. Get your blood flowing before you dial. Walk around with the phone in your ear. Get motivated to do this, and think about the numbers. If you ever have a week where you go out and sell, and I hope you do, and you're out there selling and you do the math on the dials, if you keep track of your dials, by the way, it'll be able to tell you some mathematical issues that you may be having, scientific issues in sales that you'll be able to format where your problems may be. So there is a format for doing that. I'm not going to go over that today. We'll go over that in the sales presentation part of this. So at the end of this thing, when you're motivated, you understand your numbers. It might keep you more motivated. But in the beginning, when you're getting started and there's no money coming in and times are tough and it's frustrating, I've been there and I understand your frustrations. But you have to get through that. What successful person do I know that hasn't gone through hell and back to become successful? I really don't know of many. To be honest with you, I applaud everybody that's stuck the game out for all these years, and everybody that's on the webinar and everybody that's on Facebook who's done that. But I can just tell you that if you stick through the tough times, you'll definitely have a career ahead of you that pays what? Residual income. It gives you the ability to make $5,000 to $10,000 a week, let alone a month. Imagine just being able to make $10,000 a month, what your life would be like, So that's why we do these trainings. Again, you're confirming who you are. Why am I calling? Asking her if she remembers. The time of day, setting the appointment, confirming the address, writing it down, getting them to write this down, and then confirming it again. As you noticed, I confirmed the time 5 or 6 times with them. And if you're good, you're at least getting 3 times that you've scheduled this appointment, the time and date. You're repeating it to them. If you're really good, you mix it in 5 or 6 times. And if you're really, really good, you can get the prospect to tell you the time and date that you had set the appointment. But make sure that they're writing this stuff down, guys, because that's vital to your career and seeing more people. Now, Sir Patrick, do you have anything to add into this?
Hey, how are you doing? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, buddy.
Awesome.
You know who you are?
I'm sorry?
Want to let people know who you are?
Sure. My name's Patrick Kilhofer. I'm the owner of Blazer Marketing, and among other things, I produce web form mortgage protection leads. And the way that works, in contrast to a direct mail piece, we put banner ads out on websites geographically targeted. So if your market area is Utah, the whole state of Utah, for example, the people who are going to be seeing banner ads about mortgage protection insurance. They click on that. They come to a landing page. It talks about mortgage protection insurance, the benefits of it, basically whatever you want to say. If they're interested, they fill out a little form, which gets shot right into your CRM solution in seconds. I don't know if you guys have ever done this before, where you fill out a form online and like 10 seconds later, somebody's calling you. This is how you do it.
We've all been through that, and that's great.
Yeah.
So Patrick's here to give us a little more insight on some, tips on appointment setting, because a guy. I've been doing. Yes, thank you. I've been doing this since 1995, over 1,500 clients, and
actually, you did a really, really good job. The only thing that I would add
Yeah,
is
go.
we noticed when you're going through the process, go into MapQuest, look at a map of their house, and get the cross street. And then say, now you're on 123 West Main. Now the cross street of that is Oak Street, right?
Oh.
Is there anything weird about the directions to get there? Any weird one-way streets or anything like that I need to avoid? And what you're doing is they're now visualizing you coming to their house. And it's just another way of locking it into their memory, because now they're visualizing you motoring down the road and
Yeah.
coming to their house.
Yeah. So you're saying that's all I screwed up?
Not at all. You did actually a really good job.
Well, thank you. But you know how tough it is when you're trying to train it and do it,
Hey, listen, every time I see somebody's presentation, including yours, I learn something new.
There you go. Well, you're a smart guy.
Well, yeah, you do something 1,500 times. Yeah.
Right. So, thank you for that tip. We really appreciate it. We really do. And then, we'll talk more about everything that we have to offer people on a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to make sure that everybody gets this. I want to ask a couple questions to a couple people here. I'm going to start with Heather. I'm going to put you on mute real quick, buddy. And, hey, Heather, talk to me for 1 second. I want to ask you a couple questions. Now, Heather's great at appointment setting, guys. And the only thing that we have is, just like me, I used to be intimidated by the appointments or the lead. I don't know what it was, man, but I was just like, I didn't want to do it. I did everything to battle against setting appointments when I knew if I could out-dial everybody, like everybody on the team, that I could out-earn them. And it was just a massive problem that I had, and I was just in a bad place financially, and it just kind of hurt me pretty bad. So, Heather, you're going to set up a few appointments, and you're starting out with some mortgage protection leads. Do you see the script very well for mortgage protection yet, or is there any areas that you need help with, hon?
No, now that I've looked it over quite a few times, I think I'll be all right.
I wrote it down for her, so I literally hand wrote it and then made copies of that. So I hope my handwriting's okay. But at the end of this, if anybody has any tips on Facebook for appointment setting, I'm more than happy to share it with you guys, with everybody. And that's why we're here, is just to help each other, basically, and do the right thing for the people out there. So the more homes that we can get in, guys, the more people we can help, and the more money you make. So it doesn't hurt to help one another, even if you're on a separate team or a different organization. It's okay. So I don't know. Maybe we should go over. Since you're going to be doing that, I don't want you to be put on a spot or anything, but I'm going to do this mortgage protection thing with you a little bit later. I guess I'll do it. And then I want to go over that script that you have. Can you just read it out, right? And just kind of go over that real quickly and see if that script matches everything that I just said. Do you have it in front of you?
I can get it. It'll take me 2 seconds.
All right, go ahead and grab it, bud. And you know what? Other thing you got to do is you got to put yourself on the line. If your organization offers training, be in the front of the class. If your organization offers webinars like we do, this has been we've been doing this for 6 months, and as you can tell, it's taken off. I mean, it's really gone from like 2 guys on it to sometimes hundreds of people on Facebook, which has been cool, and as many people as we can pile on this screen and that listen by phone. So it's really done something special for a lot of people. And I have noticed that, my training has gotten a lot better since I started too. But at the end of this thing, it wasn't something I was comfortable with at all. I was like, I just threw myself in a mix. Why? Because I knew that you guys wanted to know what the hell I was doing inside the house. And for me to get premiums that are 100, 200, 500, 1,500, $2,500 a month premiums was due to the fact that I created a sales process inside the house that I'm now sharing with people, and it has worked. And it has worked not only for me, but it's working for the sales reps out there too, man. And it's been just an incredible ride to have people that I was able to teach. And some of them not even making a dime on. I'm just happy to help the hell out of them to be able to get premiums like this. If you're up here, to me, you're kind of like almost below average in some senses compared to what we're used to doing now. If you're anywhere above that at the $200 range, you know, you're starting to become an average rep who you deserve this, and the people do too. And I'm going to tell you something. These people are not afraid to spend this money when you're able to find it. So if you're able to find those numbers, let me see, Facebook, I got to get them on here a little more. If you're able to find these numbers for people, which I do, how do I do that? Well, like I was teaching you guys before, you take a sheet of paper like this, you slice it down the middle if you don't have my, and you do this anyway in the home, okay, even with my sheet. My sheet basically organizes you to be able to go through their finances. So with my sales script, you're able to go through it and say, out of the two of you, who earns the two of the higher Social Security numbers? And the reason I'm asking is because that's what the significant other is going to be left with when you pass away, Mrs. Jones. So who of the two of you earns the higher of the two Social Securities? Notice I didn't just ask, who of you earns the higher Social Security? I gave a reason behind it. And that's the important part, is them knowing that you're not there prying about their finances, because you will not get any sales prying for finances. There has to be a reason you're asking for that reason. And I'm going to tell you the reason. The two of the higher Social Securities means that the other individual has 6 to 12 months to wait for that number. 6 to 12 months to wait. And look at me, I'm writing it down here. I have their name at the top here, their age. And I used to do this because I was forgetting people's names. So inside the house, I'm like, I can't remember their name. So I come up with a format that I would write down their name and age. So while I'm inside the house, I remembered who was who, because I see so many people and I get people confused. Then once I have the Social Security down, let's say Mrs. Jones and Mr. Jones. Let's say Mrs. Jones earns $1,000 a month. Mr. Jones has $2,000 a month in Social Security. Obviously, Mrs. Jones is going to receive that Social Security, but here's the downside to this. And this is a sales technique and strategy that I use to be able to pull numbers, is that Mrs. Jones will probably have to wait 6 to 12 months, and it depends on how many deaths that happen, to be honest with you, to receive that money. It can take worst case scenario. You better tell them this, because you don't want to be lying, is that worst case scenario can take 6 to 12 months to receive his $2,000. Now, for 1 year's time, if you're only earning $1,000, and after you go through all their bills, even the cat food and tithing and charity and Visa and everything, how much do they have left over? So if Mrs. and Mr. Jones are earning $5,000 a month and their bills cost them $2,000 a month, they have approximately $3,000 left. That's what they're telling you. Well, slash that number in half, because it's probably bullshit. Go $1,500 with them and say, so at the end of the month, are you guys able to stick $500 to $1,500 to $1,000 away in your savings account? Because is that where it's going? Okay, so that's the number you're going to work off, is the last number left. You're not going to ask somebody, hey, do you earn $5,000 a month, and then you make your sale upon the $5,000 a month, because that doesn't make any sense. You need to fit your product into their budget. So when you're able to do that, you're able to get bigger sales. And now we know what they have left over. Now, here's the question for mortgage protection. Are you doubling up on the mortgage? Are you trying to find a way to pay it off faster? 5 out of every 10 people I see will try to double up on their mortgage payments to pay it off in half the time before they die, okay? So the problem that they have with that is that's the instant money that they could be building equity with, meaning they could build an index universal life will increase their percentages in earnings. So if the market were dive and their home value would shoot down, now they have a product that made up for the losses. And how about this? Their 401k is probably going to dive, and if they're lucky to even have a retirement plan. Pensions and retirement plan for anyone that's 30, 40 years of age don't even exist anymore. So if your only way you're going to be able to pull that out of the hat is if you're talking to a 50 or 60-some-year-old, 70-year-old person who has a pension or a retirement plan put away. So this $1,500 is where I maximize my scenario. And I say, instead of taking one, and say the mortgage is $1,000 a month. and they want to take an extra $1,000 and put it on top of that. I tell them, look, we can get the whole mortgage covered if you died tomorrow, both of you, for $1,000. It's $500 each. I can easily cover both of them for probably $250,000 and build equity inside this policy. And that way, when the mortgage is done, they can take that extra $1,000 and dump it, or part of it, and dump it into the Index Universal Life. And I can show them what the cash values will look like in the future, which makes them want to buy the product because it comes with cash value, it comes with living benefits, it comes with death benefit. If you're ill, you're injured, you can get these particular products and you have an easy sale. Now, you need to learn your products a little bit. You need to know that they come with living benefits, they come with death benefit, they come with cash value. And think about me going against how many term policies I've replaced due to the fact that I'm able to sell an index product or even whole life at a high interest rate. If I find a term product on the line and I have to sell, I will take the premiums from existing policies too is a great strategy. Taking existing premiums and getting people their cash values back. Some people, and you don't even know, and you walk right past this 9 times out of 10 as salespeople, is to ask, do they have life insurance already? And if they have life insurance already, that means that you're put into a position to knock those policies out as long as they can get approved for something new. Make sure that they can get approved before you take those off the books and get them cash value. I'll ask and I'll contact the carriers right in front of them. And I say, here's what we need to do. We need to find out what your cash value is like. Let me ask you a question, Mrs. Jones. Could you and your husband use an extra few $1,000s? Now, if I ask them the premium per policies, today some people have 5 to 10 policies in their house, and they've had them for 20 years. Now, I've gotten people $20,000 to $50,000 in cash value that they didn't even realize that they had. Here's the secret to doing that. Is if somebody has a $10,000 life insurance policy and they've been paying on it for 20 years, let's say they've been paying $50 a month on it for years and the interest rate's low on it, and they have $7,000 in cash value, well, guess what? The company only owes them $3,000 of their own money now. Wouldn't it make sense to get a new product and have the company owing you all of their money instead of you owing them your money? Do you understand what I'm trying to say, guys? So inside the house, find out what products they have, use it against them, find out how much cash value they have, and then turn that around and make that new premium, that old premium, become a new premium. When you add all those products together, you get one big lump premium. And now you're able to use that lump premium to sell one big large policy, along with getting them cash value. So when you're able to do things like that and able to pull premiums together, the premiums are above 100. They're usually $200 to $500 in most cases that I run into. And you're able to sell a $2,400 or $6,000 deal. That's simple. And that's how I sell. And that was the quick version, but I didn't plan on this thing to be more than an hour, so I didn't want to take up too much of anybody's Sunday. The only way I'm going to continue this is if I get questions. So if anybody has any questions, you've got to ask right now. And I'll tell you guys with the leads, I'm going to tell you something. Since there's a lot of people on Facebook and I'm not recognizing some of them, I don't want to open up too much. I'll have to have a separate webinar, Cliff and Patrick, on this stuff. So just bear with me. And I just don't want to let all the cats out of the bag yet. I will open that up after me and you have discussed what we can talk about, what we should talk about while we're live on Facebook. But I want to make sure that everybody gets the awareness. I'm not against hosting your businesses to other businesses. I just don't know who's on there yet. And I want to make sure that we're all safe. So that's about it. I haven't got any questions, so I don't think there's any room to move on. I just hope that you guys understand that a couple things. One, become good at your job. Become great at it. Practice it. Become fantastic at appointment setting, and you'll be great at the numbers eventually. So you have to get in front of more people to become great. And remember, fumbling the ball is okay too. You're still going to score occasionally, but you got to understand something. You have to get in front of people to be able to become good at this. You can only practice across from your wife or your imaginary friend so many times until you need to be in front of people. How do you do that? You got to keep your resources coming in. Your lead flow is important. If you don't have a lead flow, you're doomed. You're absolutely doomed. Don't even try to play this game without knowing that you need a lead flow coming in, okay? That's about all I have for today. I'm supposed to do another one of these at 6. I'm not sure if everybody wants me to, but I was going to go more into the in-home sales process on that one. And I have a few more appointment setters that want me to train them, and it might be at that time. So I might do this again at 6 p.m. So I will see you all there. If there's any questions, I'll wait a minute for a couple questions. Let me check this out here. An IUL pays 7%. Paying mortgage would only reduce interest expense by 3 to 5%, plus interest in mortgage is tax deductible. Depends on how we discuss this. I don't really get the full thing you're trying to say here, Ramon. So if you just open your mic up, just tell me what you're trying to say, because reading it doesn't allow me to understand it too well, because it could mean several things. So go ahead and open your mic up and let me know what you mean.
So I was just saying that if you're going
Is
to
this
pay
Jeremy?
this is Jeremy.
Oh, okay.
I was saying if they pay the mortgage off early, their interest on their mortgage is probably only 3 to 5%.
That's right. Yeah.
So if that extra money that they're taking off the mortgage is they're only basically earning 3 to 5% on that money.
Oh, I got it.
Versus if they fund the IUL,
Yeah.
at a 7%.
No, right. You're exactly right. That's true. And to be honest with you, here's the problem with that, Jeremy, is if somebody chooses to pay the mortgage half the time and then they die a month later, well, Mrs. Jones is still left with that debt a month later. And the thing is that everybody thinks that they're invincible. Your job inside the house is to make them feel how do you say it? Uninvincible or invincible. No,
Vulnerable.
Reverse of invincible is. So what you have to do is make them feel like they are going to die, and they are going to get hurt, and they are going to get ill. I say this at the table. If there's 4 of us sitting at the table or 3 of us sitting at the table, I say statistically, one of us 3 here is going to get something in this living benefits book. If you guys don't have a living benefits book from your carriers, you need to have one. Go get a living benefits book from your carrier, okay? It's important to have all the details right there in front of them. And learn the book. Point it out to them. Pull out the book and say, look, if you get 2 of the 6 items here, if you can't go to the restroom, if you can't eat, you're going to get the money while you're still alive. Imagine all of us should have these products on us. God forbid we're going to die one day. I mean, but it's going to happen, guys. So don't fight this. If you're young, get these products on you when you're young. Don't wait until your grandma's age and try to pull this off. And besides the fact it builds cash value for retirement, God knows that you're going to need the money one day, unless you all are millionaires and I just don't know it. But if you're not, you definitely need to put these products on you for a couple reasons. One, they build cash value. They just, number one reason that you would do it as a youthful person is not for the death benefit, is for the cash value structure of it for what? A retirement later. Retirement later. That's why. Because if, the 401ks, what is that? You're going to, if you put 40 years in, what's the average retirement even after 40 years is about $250,000 after it's wrapped itself around the arms of the negative sides of the market, and all those years have gone past where, you've lost money. Tax-free retirement versus 401k is taxable. That's right, yeah. So the 401k is taxable, and you got a tax-free retirement schedule in an index universal life product. Now, the only thing that can be taxed is the interest, unless you work it out that the earnings on the interest are so damn high that you even deflect that. So these are a little more scientifically to be discussed, inside the product knowledge of this. But look, at the end of the day, as salespeople, sales professionals, I want to call us, your job is to learn your strategies. Your strategies are appointment setting. The 2 things that you have to learn, 3 things that you have to learn. And I'm going to add a 4th, but it's not time yet. 1, you need to learn the appointment setting portion of this. Number 2, you need to learn the in-home sales process. Number 3, you need to learn something about 2 products. Learn 2 products inside now. You don't need to learn a guaranteed issue. What the hell? There's no questions. It's just guaranteed. Anybody gets it. Learn 2 products to the best of your ability within the next 30 days. Okay? Challenge yourself to do that. 30 days to learn a product. I mean, come on. Just call a carrier up and learn about it. And then also, you know, I sell a hell out of annuities, so I didn't even put that up here, but the annuity sales that I didn't ask inside the presentation that I gave you because it was quick, but is there any retirement funds for the significant other to retire on if, God forbid, their income is gone? And they say yes. Okay, great. What is it? And that's why I asked. So what is it? What are they left with? What is your wife going to get from you, Mr. Jones? Is it a pension or is it a stock-based product? I do more talk. A lot of sales trainings will tell you to shut up in the home. I fuel it with questions. I'm constantly grabbing and throwing a hook in, and I'm pulling new fish out. I'm throwing the hook back in. I'm throwing new fish in. I'm barreling the hell out of this thing. And then I'm throwing the whole net in, and I'm grabbing all the fish at the end. So you get all the questions you can out to get the biggest premiums you can and sell index annuities too. And the index annuities are found inside every single home if you ask. Okay? You're never going to know unless you ask if they're there. So every single home has a 401k. Everyone has a stock-based product that's going to lose money. The only way you're ever going to know is if you ask. Okay? So remember, ask about the stock-based products and and the 401k situation. That while they're working, guys, they can't do much about it while it's matched, but why they are going towards a retirement plan, or even if you walk away from an annuity, leave your business card, and maybe you sold the life insurance portion, or vice versa, you can use the index annuity to be a no premium source of funding mortgage protection. Meaning that if I take $100,000 of somebody's money, and I have a lot of those, and I am able to turn that into an index annuity, I can do a 23-year look back on a product that if they were with them for the past 10 years and 20 years, that each time that they would have, every 10 years, they would have doubled their money by a 10 and 20-year look back. Doesn't that make sense? There's no more losses. You don't participate in the downsides of the market, only the upsides. It makes a hell of a lot of sense. So that's how you sell index products. And then if you use a mortgage protection and they don't have the premiums, you can then use the annuity to sell the mortgage protection and just flip them into an annuity and just say, look, you have $100,000 in the next 10 years, you're going to be able to pay this house off. You'll have this index product, and then, or you can continue to make your premium payments and take $100,000 out, pay the back end of the house off. There's all kinds of mathematical ways to do this. There's all kinds of cool ways that you can, I don't want to say manipulate this, the situation, but in some senses it does make sense to kind of make twists and turns in the numbers. And if you know your products and you know the difference between index universal lives, whole life, term, guaranteed life, and index universal lives, or index annuities, you're able to do a lot of good for people. Really, a lot of good, man. So that's about all I have for today. That's it. So Heather, did you find that script yet?
Yeah.
Okay, can you do me a favor? Can you read that script out and just kind of like you would do it with me? And I'm just going to ring it on me.
All right. Ring.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Hi, Mr. Jones. My name is Heather, and
Hi.
I'm calling on behalf of ABC Mortgage Company. How are you today?
I'm great. I'm doing good.
That's good. Now, I'm just giving you a quick call because you had requested information on mortgage protection. Do you remember doing that?
Oh, yes, I do remember doing that. Great. Wonderful.
Okay, great. Now, I'm the rep that handles your area, and I'll be in your area Monday at around 1 and Tuesday around 3. Which one of those works best for you?
Can we do Monday around 1?
Yeah, that's fine. That works fine. Are you still at 123 Main Street?
I am.
All right, great. Now, Mr. Jones, are you married?
I am.
All right, great. Now, is Mrs. Jones going to be able to be there at the same time?
Yes, she will.
Okay, great. I'm going to see you at 1 o'clock on Monday with your wife. What's her name?
Her name's Alyssa.
Okay, great. Now, I'm going to see you and Alyssa tomorrow at 1 o'clock on Monday. Now, can you write that down for me?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Sure.
Great. So I've got you down for Monday at what time?
1 p.m.
All right, great. Now I'll see you and Alyssa at 1 p.m. on Monday.
I want to tell you guys something. She just learned that script yesterday. So that's pretty impressive. I mean, I just wrote that down and she learned that script and she's a fireball on it. And Heather, if you do it just like that, you're going to outset everybody. So I just taught her that yesterday. And I wrote it down. I scribbled it on paper and I made copies of it. So if anybody wants that script, I have it. And that's for mortgage protection. And that seems to work pretty good, man. Heather, great job, baby. That's good job. Great job. Okay, guys, that was the last of this. If anybody has any more questions, we can put them in this chat box, or you can ask me on Facebook. But fantastic job, Heather. Jeremy, quick question. Are you doing mortgage protection?
Hey, I actually don't have any mortgage protection leads right now. I just have some old leads.
All right.
But I'd like to be doing those. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And I want everybody to get a piece of mortgage protection because it's just like the market that I train the best in. And that's the leads that I'm hunting down are mortgage protection. So for all you lead people out there listening to me, mortgage protection is what I'm looking for. And, you know, Heather, again, great job on that. And I know that a lot of people on here are coming to me because they hear what I'm doing, but they also want to be a part of the mortgage protection sales, which are these premiums, by the way. Compared to final expense, which is usually up here or in this area, even lower. This is what you get out of mortgage protection doing it my way. So you also get a hell of a lot more annuities this way. And there's all kinds of resources out there. Every week we do this. I told my crew I was going to increase the amount of time that we do these webinars, and I have followed through on my end. All I'm asking you guys to do is follow through on your end and go help some people. Go do the diligence you need to learn the products and become better at this job, man. It's a hell of a career. I mean, it really is. There's doctors that join us. There's third string NFL football players that join our crews. There's incredible people that join because the money is just incredible. I mean, it's absolutely life changing. And that's why, honestly, God, that's what I got into it. I think it's 8 years ago now. It's been a long time, man, but it's been a hell of a ride. I'll tell you, it's been a learning process, and it's taken all these years to get it. And I'll tell you what, I've learned a lot of it on my own. I say I used to go to these meetings and it'd be the same damn thing over and over again. It wasn't about what I teach you. It's like in the home sales processes. It's the real scripts that it should be used. It's the referrals. Somebody has, I don't know if Lauren's on here, but Lauren has an absolutely fantastic referral script that I need to get off him. And that son of a gun. Are you on here, Lauren? I don't think he's on here. He has the most amazing referral, in-home referral, the way you got to ask of it. Definitely need to get into those MP leads. I hear you, buddy, man. We're working on it, boss. So at the end of the day, I'll bring Lauren on here again, and we'll get that script. Somebody remind me to get that off him, please. Okay, guys, that's about it for today. I think I may be back on here at 6 o'clock. I'm not sure. I'll send a text and email and Facebook out there. Thank you all for being on here again, and I will see you every Saturday at 10 a.m. is the one that's structured. It's been every week for about 6 months now, and that one you can always be on. So tell your friends, tell your family. Thank you very much for being on here. Any more questions before I leave? Anybody have any questions? And that's a wrap, man. I'm going to go jam down some more coffee. I'll see you guys. Be cool. Hey, write on Facebook that you enjoyed this too, if you can, man.